Hello everyone, welcome back. Let's write our first C++ program. Okay, I'm creating a file called helloworld.cpp. .cpp is the extension in C++ for source files. So .cpp is for the source file, .scp is for the header file. Okay, so let's start the program. Hash include IO stream. So this is header file. Okay, I'm including a header file. Double slash indicates that it's a comment. Whatever you write after the double slash, it is considered as comment, and compiler will ignore the comments. Okay. Then using namespace std. So this is the namespace. I'll explain what the namespace is. Then I'm writing a function called main. So people who are familiar with C or any other programming language, they know what is a main function. Main function is the entry point of a C++ program. Okay, let's output something to the console. Let's say hello world. Okay, this is our first simple basic hello world C++ program. Let's compile it. So in order to compile it, we use G++ and the source file name. So compilation is successful, and you see that there is a file generated, which is an object file called a.out. We cannot read this file. Okay, it's in the machine language. We cannot read this file. So in a binary format, we can only execute it. So you can see that hello world is printed. As you know, C++ is a compiled language. So in order to execute a program, you need to compile it first. Then you will get a binary generated. That binary, you need to execute it. Let's put some new line character here. Insert a new line. And we need to compile it again since we changed the source. We can see the hello world and the new line has been inserted. Okay, this is a simple hello world program. Now, let's understand one by one. So what is this header file? Okay, when compiler sees hash include, these are called preprocessor directives. When it says hash include and the file name, it will try to include the contents of this IO stream header file into this hello world.cpp. That's what it does. No other magic. Just remember that when it says hash include iostream, it will just try to include the contents of iostream file into the hello world.cpp. Where is this iostream file? We have not written it, right? So what is this iostream file? Why I have included it? Where it is present? So I have included because I know that cout is declared in iostream. Okay. In order to use cout, I need to include this header file because this is a cout is in this header file, and I need to include it in order to use it. Okay. Now let's see where this header file is present. All your C++ header file will be present in the path /user/include and C++, then the version of your C++, so GCC. Here we can find header file iostream. Let's open and see what is there inside this iostream. Okay, so this iostream is a very small file, and this iostream header file includes other header files. You see here, bits slash c plus plus config.h. It also include ostream. It includes istream. Okay. So when you include iostream, it recursively include the contents of the C++ config.h, ostream, iostream, and content of this iostream into this hello world.cpp. That's what it does. That's what is the meaning of this hash include. Okay. So once it includes all these things, all the contents of this header file, you'll be able to access the definitions of declaration, what is defined in this header file in the current file, because you'll be able to see them now. Okay. So how compiler knows when you compile the program, how does it know where to find this IO stream? Okay. Compiler will search by default in the system path. So this slash user slash include is a system path. This is where it will try to search this IO stream header file. Okay. And there are different ways of including the header file. One is this angular bracket, another one is with the double quotes. So this is another syntax. But what is the difference? Okay, both does the same job. If you compile it, execute it, it will still give the same output. But what is the difference? The difference is, in this case, when it has double quotes, first it will try to search in the current directory if helloworld.cpp is present. In our case, it will first search in the directory introduction. If it does not find this file, this header file in the current directory, then it will try to search in the system path. What is the system path defined? It will try to search in that system path. If it does not find anywhere, it will throw an error. Okay, but that is the hierarchy. But when you use this syntax, it will search in the other way. First, it will try to search in the system path. If it does not find in the system path, then it will come to the current directory. It is always the best practice to use this syntax when you are including the system files. And if you have to use double quotes when you want to include the user-defined header files. Let's keep that in mind. Now, uh, let's see what is this namespace. So what is a namespace? Namespace is nothing but it's a declarative region that provides a scope to the identifier. So what are the identifiers? Nothing but types, functions, variables, etc. So namespaces are basically used to organize the code into a logical group. Basically, this is more useful to avoid the name collisions when you are including multiple header files. Okay, let's see this. So let's open our iostream header file. In this header file, you can see here the namespace std. So in this namespace, you see this cin, cout, cout, clog. So we are using cout here, but it is scoped under namespace called std. If I don't use this std namespace here, I will not be able to use the cout. Even though I included iostream, I cannot use cout because I am not using the namespace. Okay, because it is scoped under this namespace. Let's try this. Let's comment this out. Let's not use that namespace and try to directly use the cout. Let's compile the code. You can see here cout was not declared in the scope because I am not using the namespace. Let's say you don't want to use the or whatever is there in the entire namespace. You don't want it to be there in this file. What you can do, you can just scope here. So what does it mean? You are only referencing cout in the scope std. You're not uh, bringing any other things which is there in the std into the scope of this file. Okay, so you're scoping only the CO. Now let's compile this. Compilation is fine. Yeah, it works fine. So basically, namespace is for that. You need to, if you want to organize your code, if you want to avoid the namespace collisions, basically we use namespaces. Now, what is this function? So main function. So this is the entry point for the program. Okay. People who have some background in C or any other language, they know main function is a must. Without main function, your program will not run. So this is the entry point of the function. When your compiler try to compile your code, your C++ code, it will search for this main function. If the main function is not present, it will not compile. Okay, let's try this. Let's remove this. Let's comment this out. This is a multi-line comment. This is how you do a multi-line comment. Let's try to compile this code. You can see undefined reference to main. So main is a must. Now this main says it expects a return value. Okay, return value is of type int. Int means integer. So I'm returning 0. 0 stands for success in case of Linux. Now, let's see this. What is this? std cout. Hello world. So this cout is nothing but standard output of vector. Whatever you write here, it will be output to the console. Okay, hello world. Let's see if you want to add something to this. This is my first C++ program. Okay, let's compile this. Whatever we write, it will be output to the console. So this is the use of cout. Basically, if you want to print something to the console, you can use this cout. This is a stream of data, okay, which is there in the iostream header file. Now, this iostream header file has only the declaration. Where do you find the definition? You don't have a definition in this header file. Where do you find the definition? Right? So those definitions will be part of a standard library called libstd c++.so. So that library is present in this path. Okay, libstd c++.so. This is a standard C++ library, and the header file which is there here, iostream, the implementation of this header file will be part of this libstd c++.so. .so stands for this is a dynamic linked library. This is a format in the Linux. In case of Windows, it will be .dll. Okay, this standard library, as I said, it contains the definition for the file whatever written in iostream. So if you see here, iostream, this iostream includes other files called example ostream. Let's open this ostream. So if you see this ostream, you can see here that there is an operator overloaded. Okay, so this is this operator. Cout operator is overloaded. Okay, this is how, this is the definition of when you write a program. This is how it will find the definition. Now we'll get move into the details of how the linking happens, how the header file works, how the contents of this header file will be brought into the current file, all those things in the next chapter. So far, we have covered what is header file, how header files are included, what is a precursor directive, what is namespace, what is the main function. Okay, I hope these things are clear. See you in the next lesson with a more details about how C++ compiles the source code. Thank you.